Hi, and welcome to Random Fandom Chats. I'm Chandra.
I'm Nene.
And this is Annabeth.
And today we're actually going to be talking about one of the most popular anime series probably ever, Death Note. Now, I watched this series about a year ago after months and months of a couple of my friends going, you need to watch it, it's on Netflix, it's really, really good. And finally, she actually just got done watching it the other day. And we both really, really liked it. I could definitely see why people love it so much.
There might be a few spoilers in this one, but we're going to try to keep those down to a minimum for people who have not seen it. I actually don't watch a ton of animated anything, either Japanese or any other animated stuff. I don't watch a lot of that. But this one actually had an intriguing concept, and I really liked it. Well, the main concept of the story is that there is this notebook called the Death Note that is controlled by Inugami? Shinigami.
Which in Japanese folklore is basically the god of death.
And basically, there was one that was kind of bored and wanted to kind of drop the Death Note down to earth and
see what would happen.
He
wanted to be entertained, pretty much.
And what it is in this notebook, it has some rules attached to it. And basically, the idea is if you write somebody's name, whoever owns the Death Note, picked it up and writes the name in it within 40 seconds, 40 seconds, they're going to die.
Of a heart attack. Or you can specify the death, and it can be pretty much anything. Accident, suicide, all kinds of stuff.
As long as it's something that can be done.
Yeah, within the realm of possibility.
Right. But the thing is you have to know their name, and you have to have their face in mind when you write it, so that not every John Smith that you write down is going to die or whatever at the same time. So that's an intriguing concept, that somebody has this power to just go around killing people.
Well, and it's also really interesting because the characters make it interesting, because the human who picked up the Death Note and found out about this power, he really early on kind of decides, you know what, I can use this for good. I can rid the world of crime.
I'm going to kill off criminals. Which is all well and good, but it didn't take him long to get that ultimate power syndrome where all of a sudden he thought he was God. And that's not good, when people start getting way overpowerful, because then he started just, killing off anybody got in his way and all kinds of stuff. So.
Which I felt like was a very realistic portrayal of, even people with good intentions will do bad things and whatnot.
Right.
He wanted to rid the world of crime and, make this better world for good, decent people, but he was willing to become a murderer, and eventually he was willing to toe the line between even what he thought was right and wrong.
Right. And the other part of this anime that I found really intriguing was there's a character L that is trying to capture
this person.
Kira. He goes by the name Kira, which means death, but he's trying to capture the person that's responsible for all these deaths, and there's this wonderful Sherlock Moriarty kind of interplay.
This very cat and mouse type thing, and they're both extremely intelligent individuals.
They are, and they're trying to outwit each other. They're trying to catch each other. They're trying to do stuff, and there'll be a plot thing going on that you won't understand exactly what's happening for several episodes, and then all of a sudden it all kind of falls in. Oh, that was the master.
Oh, that's why he did that 4 episodes ago. I get it now.
And so that just let a whole lot of more interesting, things.
You can tell the person put a lot of effort into this, and he probably wrote things out at time and time again to try and get all the details correct.
Right. It's not a very long anime.
No, it's 37 or 38 episodes long, I do believe.
Yeah, so it's not, too arduous to get through and watch, and it's interesting pretty much from the beginning.
Now, we're talking specifically about the anime. Like most anime, it was originally a manga, and I have not read the manga yet. I kind of want to, because I heard that, you learn a little bit more about the characters in depth and whatnot, so it's probably going to be worth a read.
And that's almost always true. When you can read something, you're almost always going to get a little bit more in depth than they can.
Yeah, that's true for manga, for regular books, like anything.
Right, I might even be interested in reading that. That might be kind of interesting to me. Now, the other thing I went ahead and watched was Netflix did an original movie called Death Note based on these characters. They changed quite a few things up, actually.
And actually, that is not that is by far not the only, not only just movie adaptation, but like live action adaptation. There's been several Japanese versions.
I wouldn't mind seeing some of those.
I have not watched any of those, but I too did watch the Netflix original movie. And honestly, it's not, in my opinion, it's not quite as awful as most like really hardcore Death Note fans like say it is. Like I get why people really rag on it and really dislike it, but I was mostly just kind of laughing during it. Like I just didn't take it very seriously. You know, it was a very Americanized version of it.
I think the problem was, or a lot of the problem was, is they were doing it in a movie, which it's a very intricate kind of storyline and plot.
And you really need like an episodic format to like display that.
Right, because it was hard to show the cat and mouse between them as well. It was hard to show the descent of the character into the more immoral, or at least morally
absolute power
things.
corrupts absolutely type thing.
Right, it was a little harder to show that. Some of it was kind of, they changed some of the rules that the book could go by.
And I didn't really understand why they felt the need to do that. Like with different adaptations, like a lot of times you will change stuff, but I really feel like if you're going to change something, it needs to have a purpose. Like it needs to have a good reason.
I've always wondered why whenever they adapt anything to the movies or whatever, like they always feel like they have to change something. It worked. Why do you need to change
its
it?
original version? Why do you feel like
what was wrong with the way it was before? Why do you think you need to change it? I don't know, but so that was kind of weird.
I really liked the casting of
the casting
movie.
was good.
Like, granted, like the performances were really good, but like they were just doing what they could with what they were given. Like I feel like most of the downfalls was really just due to the writing and the production of it. It was through no fault of the actors. I really liked the actor who played L. I thought he had like great emotional range. And I felt like he captured enough of L that he could, given the direction he was given. And Light, they changed quite a bit. They made him more into like a typical high school emo kid, emo outcast is what I would say is what they kind of changed him into. But again, the actor I thought did a good job, and Willem Dafoe as Ryuk is like the best thing ever.
Ryuk is the Shimigami. Yeah, he did a really, really good job with that character, I thought. Now, another interesting plot thing that both of them, the movie and the series, had was that Light, that's the character who owns the Death Note, his father is a policeman who ends up being on the task force trying to catch Kira, the Death Note person. And that's intriguing how he deals with that, because of course, he doesn't want anything bad to happen to his dad, at least for a while. And, so he's got this whole issue where he's trying not to only stay away from L to catch him, but he's also trying to
hide stuff from his dad.
And of course, there's points where they say, well, your son's, Kira, and he's like, no,
Of course he's not. What?
So he's doing his best to prove him wrong, or, but yet he has to kind of believe that maybe, it's true, and that's kind of an interesting little interaction there, too. So, this is definitely a good story.
It's very intelligent. Like we said, it doesn't take very much to get through. Currently, as we're recording this, it's still available on Netflix in English. And the English dub is actually pretty good in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, you guys should probably definitely check it out. Even if you're not a huge anime fan, it's still worth a watch.
Right, because take it from somebody who doesn't watch a ton of anime. It's definitely worth watching. It's kind of intriguing everything about it, so it's really cool. And this is a kind of an anime week for us, because our next episode is going to be about Inuyasha. Never say that right.
Inuyasha.
So that'll be next, and so it's kind of an anime week for us, and that'll be cool. And if you like this, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, tell all your friends, and we'll see you next time.